All right, all right, all right. What's up, folks? We are live. We are live. Let me put this one up here, man. Uh, just to have this thumbnail express with what is the state of this once illustrious sport, better known as boxing. So let me break down what I've included in it. Damn. All right. now, I did not peep this shit of the names down there. Now, I ain't throwing direct shots at these. I did not realize that this Chat GTP shit put the names of these YouTube channels. We got Boxing Eagle, the Aki TV, Showbiz, Blue Blood, and Phenomenal here. So, no, I didn't directly tell this shit to go after them dudes, but it is what it is. Fuck it. They part of that damn YouTube shit that has also played a contribution into why the sport of boxing ain't shit. There is also so I ain't about to clear change none of that shit. But like I said, I didn't direct Chat GPT whose name is, but I did tell it to put YouTube boxing channels on this shit as being part of what has made boxing the purified trash that it currently is. And so the Chat GTP put these dudes' names in that shit. So I mean that shit is comical as fuck. But what I did ask it to do was also make the male fanboys and put them in dresses. So they supposed to be in dresses with pom poms and shit and cheerleading. So that's what I did have that shit to do. So, but like I say, this shit is comical is a motherfucker that this shit did that shit. But like I say, Chat GTP, I think you know exactly where to go with this shit. But this sport is trash, homie. I was listening to the garbage from Floyd trash ass as well. Floyd is another trash ass member of the trash can boxing, homie. And it's sad to watch dudes who have accomplished so many great things within the sport only to turn themselves into straight up prostitutes of the sport. And that's what Floyd is, and a bunch of these other money chasing clowns who are nothing but prostitutes and whores to the game. And it ain't just with the athletes within the world. There's a lot of dudes, bigger whores out here than chicks are, who actually walk the streets at night. These dudes act like clowns, man. And you can get them to do, you can get them to do anything. A fool with money can pimp out a mill. A fool with money is a pimp of a lot of these motherfucking dudes. So I'm gonna leave this up here for a while. So I had this garbage truck coming in there to lift the ring up, to dump that motherfucker right into the compactor, into the trash compactor of this garbage truck. It's basically what boxing is. It ain't no my fighter the best. My fighter the greatest of all time. Send the contract, all that other shit, man. Don't send shit. Get these motherfuckers off TV. Retire. How about the whole sport just retire? I mean, just get the hell up out of here, man. And the other sad thing, like looking at the old fighters who can accomplish so much in their careers and this and that, and then you find them in their 50s and 60s still jumping in the ring, this delusional shit. It's like, man, what the hell is going on within this goddamn tragedy in the sport of fucking boxing? It's just like it's to a point to I wish the networks just gave up on this shit. There's a few dudes who do their things, but I think y'all need to take y'all careers to YouTube. I think it's time to take y'all careers to YouTube, and I think the networks need to get up out of that shit. Two of these dudes come to a realization, man, it is important to get into the ring, to make it all worth the while for people to even think about pulling $1 out of their damn pocket to watch this shit. But to think that I need to pay for an app, pay for a subscription to watch this current class of people at box is an absolute fuck no. I would rather steal this shit from the internet hackers that are out here, and I would like to give a round of applause to the internet pirators who pirate this shit and deliver it to the people for free, because ain't none of you motherfuckers worth watching. And then to listen to grown-ass idiots on YouTube talking about how big of a contract some unworthy, non-Hall of Fame, young-ass fool contract is and how much they make in each fight is like the most homo-fied shit I've ever heard in my goddamn life. These dudes are ass, homie. Straight up ass, man. Ain't none of these motherfuckers worth watching, man. And if they worth watching, they showing worth spending a damn penny on. Let me say something to y'all in the chat before I just continue to ramble on about what is happening with the sport of boxing and why it ain't even worth watching and why you should save your money. And the reason why, as you know, a warrior type sport like this, you can't even talk about shit to nobody. People don't even have real conversations like the conversations I grew up listening to as a kid. And like the final phase of dudes being real men and shit, where they talked about fight sports. You can't even talk about this shit. These niggas on here talking about how you had the one nigga on here, Ego, talking about Tank Davis braids, what kind of bag these niggas got, what kind of bags they done spent on the trip on a little what a little Taz Angel bitch, and then want the bag back. Like, get the fuck out of here with this weak ass shit. Hold on 1 second. Like, these fools is crazy. What kind of bag the nigga walking in the ring with? What kind of shoes he wearing? How big his chain is? How much it costs? The watch he got on? All this other weirdo shit that is now infested, has been injected and infested the world, where everybody's effeminate pussy, even niggas who act like they on male shit. Like I say, in this day and age of hearing this internet shit, hearing people talking about what's an alpha male and all this weird ass language niggas talk, and then you really see behind that shit nothing but a bunch of male panty wearing shit. Like, nobody need to hear all this old weird ass pussified shit. The niggas try to posture for who the baddest and this and that. Like, man, get the fuck out of here. Niggas is hoes. Ben hoes, bitch made than a motherfucker. But let me say something. Miss 70, I mean not 702, but Miss 213 LA says, I downloaded this thing, says just to come back and ask you, did you see the shooting in Compton last night? Says 8 shot, 3 dead. Says start shaking my head. I would definitely answer that for you because it's on boxing shit. But yeah, I've been seeing people put that shit out about the dude Eric. So I see some people I know that guy who got killed. Some dude, what's the name? Eric Washington or some shit. I don't rock with none of that shooting. I think people that shoot at people for no reason, you just shooting into crowds and people out there hanging. I think all these people do that shit as bitch made people. That's why I don't put out anti-cop shit on here. I love when they find these sorry motherfuckers, and I love when these people are found guilty, and I love when these motherfuckers given death penalties and life in prison. I don't defend no pussy ass behavior, because nothing justifies none of these motherfuckers pulling guns out to shoot people. Nothing justified when there's even a rumble going on and groups who have decided to engage in swinging on each other, and then some old bitch made coward skinny women jean wearing motherfucker decides to pull a gun out of his fanny pack and shooting the people. That I love when the police find these bitch made people. And I love when people in society tell the police who those sorry motherfuckers is, and they get rid of these motherfuckers. And then I love when the family of weak ass suspects is crying for their freedom and crying that the system against the black man. Nah, fuck these retarded motherfuckers. So I think it's foul that you can't even enjoy your fucking self without some old weak bitch made motherfucker. And these guns that bitch ass people in this country can buy, and bitch ass people only using them for bitch made reasons to play tough, start shit, want to intimidate people. I say fuck them all. I got no love. I'm a person raised in the hood that don't parade and take pride in the motherfuckers that's the shooter. I can get two fucks about them. And I think it's unfortunate that people were out there celebrating having, you know, good times, and then this is what transpired. I can give two fucks about these people, but it's unfortunate that, but people got to be mindful of their surroundings too. You going out, like, be mindful, especially if you're involved in the street type shit. If you out here partying, it have somebody on security watch, have somebody guarding this shit. If there's children around, have somebody, like, if niggas gonna act like they're in some gang shit, then why your gang ain't on some military shit? But if people are fighting, they're gonna fight or break the shit up. But then you deal with so many loudmouth, emotional, bitch-made people. Like, that's why I don't be wanting to go to shit. People be like, this and that happened. I don't want to go to that shit. Because for one, can I be relaxed? Can I chill? Or is it gonna be some retarded pill popping, undiagnosed mental health motherfucker at this shit? Nobody got a gun in this motherfucker, and then everybody's nothing but motherfucking targets and gonna be victims. And then I can't stand to be around all that screaming and hollering shit when motherfuckers is laid out there on the ground. I'm a soldier. I don't want to be around all that pussyfied shit. So therefore, I know how to move my own, do my own shit, because I don't want to be around these bitch-made people. And therefore, I stay away from shit. These motherfuckers ain't mindful. This is why these bigot motherfuckers be acting so tough around this country, because motherfuckers ain't putting fists to motherfucking ass on motherfuckers, and they can disrespect black people because black people act like bitch-made people as well. Now watch this video that really amped me up. I'm gonna get back to boxing, but this comment really struck a chord. I want to play this shit. I want to just show the bitch-made shit that I talk about with motherfuckers. I want to show this shit. Let me pull this shit up real quick. I'm gonna show you the bitch-made shit in our society. And this is why I say this is the reason why I dealt with the shit I was dealing with when I was in the army, and always had to be on some like revolutionary shit and not tolerating shit from these old redneck backwood motherfuckers. So I want to show this shit. I'm gonna show this one with this little pussy ass, retarded, ignorant bitch. She fine in the motherfucker, but she's a piece of shit ass bitch for allowing this shit. Because had this been a black chick who done what this chick right did. Now, this bitch out here somewhere look like Beverly Hills, some high-end ass area, while this bitch playing like she rich and shit. This white lady that she don't even fucking knows just walks up onto this bench with her, grabs her fucking bag. Hold on, let me see what my son said. No. Walks up to this bench with her, grabs her Louis Vuitton bag, and has her husband in the street taking a photo with this woman's fucking bag and posting like it's hers. Didn't even ask this woman, can I take a picture? Now, this sorry black bitch would have been trying to had this white woman been black, been trying to drag this motherfucking lady down the fucking block. That's how sorry motherfuckers around us are. And this black bitch, and I can see why this black bitch didn't do nothing with this blonde ass fucking hair and her nappy headed ass. And that probably ain't even regular hair. That's some old glued in shit. But let me play this shit. Watch this funky ass bitch. I don't give a fuck how pretty is the bitch. That's why I be only want to fuck bitches, because bitches is stupid to me. I can't be in no relationship because bitches is stupid, homie. And that's just real. I just be wanting to fuck. I'll be happy. I'm like a real happy, peaceful nigga like the clown, because half these bitches is stupid. But peep this shit.
Are you taking a picture? Is she saying she want to take a picture with my bag?
I don't know. They don't speak it.
Are you trying to take a picture with my bag?
Look at her. Look at her funky black ass. She thick, and I get two fucks up. Man, come on. I would have to slut this thick ass bitch out, homie. This bitch is dumb, homie. And then she gonna get her black ass up and let this woman hold this bag like it's hers. Man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Man, the audacity and the shit that motherfuckers allow. Now, this is the video I want to show about a motherfucker who handles some shit right. Oh, man, these motherfuckers out here piss me off, homie. So this is one with this black dude who had to chin check some Mexican family that sit here acting as if they're white, assimilating the white, and just trying to disrespect the black person. This black person having to take the actions that he took in this one, because he slapped the fuck out of this dude's wife and then beat and forced this dude to fight him, because this dude trying to hide behind people. And the wife behind that shit, he walks up and slaps the fuck out this wife. It's an LA motherfucker. And this is true LA behavior from black LA motherfuckers who know who they are, who don't tolerate that shit. This ain't no just a Mexican dude saying "in nigga" and this and that. There ain't no racism behind that. But when they direct some old derogatory disrespect at this black dude, is why this black dude handle that shit. Because so many black people like this black bitch and other black dudes act like that and allow themselves to be disrespected on a racial point. Some black dudes who allow themselves to be disrespected racially, but you can't diss they hood, or they act like, well, anybody of another race can diss they hood, but another black person can't diss they hood. But peep this shit. What's that?
Slap your bitch and knock your shit. Yeah. Yeah. What you want to do? What you want to do?
Look at him. Look at him. Now the pulled this. I bet this Mexican dude was in that store, probably surrounded, seeing a bunch of his people in there, and had the nerve and the courage at the time to use the derogatory. But it's a black dude who takes pride in his blackness and ain't about to play them lines. Don't give a fuck who he around. You gonna have to show him what a Nigger is. And none of your people are out here. So now his courage is probably dropped all the way down his asshole. All that heart and courage is gone from his system. Because now he done ran into what a real black motherfucker will treat your ass like. This is the type of shit I love. He gonna make an example out of this dude.
What's that? Man, I tell you what, this how we finna handle this.
Yes, this how we gonna
slap the lady and
that nigga ain't gonna that, and this at Superior, wherever you a bunch of them motherfuckers in there. He said, this how we gonna handle this. Now peep this shit. In his mind, in this black dude of how he gonna handle this shit, he ain't saying we gonna go handle this shit to go grab no gun like a bitch. He about to get loose so he's able to move and do all this shit because he about to make examples. Now, this is supposed to be mano a mano. The Mexican dude, if he had the courage to say the Nigger word, he has the ability to either beat this black dude ass, being in a fair fight, or the black dude will, which we'll see, will whoop him and his wife ass. But oh yes, let's get into it. Let's dig into it. No guns in this. Because even this Mexican dude and his wife, they live to see another day, and they live to never make the mistake of being idiotic, retarded pieces of shit, buying into some old racist white man shit that never come out their mouth a fucking again. Because every black motherfucker ain't one of these ignorant, tight jean, dreadhead, poo shiesty mask on their face, hoodie wearing, track tight suit wearing pussy ass dude out here that allows dumb shit to be spread to them, and them motherfuckers lowering their standards in society, being passed by every fucking group that enters this country, but they do it for their dead homies and shit. Fuck out here. But let me finish this one. These niggas,
my motherfucking truck then fucking did some shit.
I like this dude for doing this shit on here.
Mama caught on the police.
No, I need all mine.
We need all his, nigga. What's on your song, nigga? Ow, nigga slapped the hoe. Hey, that's some G ass shit. Now, this is real black LA nigga shit. This is a real LA motherfucker. Not this shit these niggas on the internet is introducing y'all. The shit Adam 22 presented y'all. This is real black shit. Now look at the dude. Now look at her dude. Look how easy this nigga crumbled. But he want to talk racist shit, and he doesn't even have the strength in his legs to stand his fucking ground and fight like a man, and he outweighs this black dude who now is tossing his bitch ass. That nigga weak in the fucking knees because his courage. He's standing behind his bitch the whole time. The second he knew this black man was serious, and this black man showed him how serious he was by slapping the fuck out of his fucking bitch. Woman, you better find a different dude or shut your fucking mouth. Oh, yeah. Look at it. MMA, nigga. Fuck you talking about? Now you get all these little weak niggas in here want to break it up. Like, man, get off him. And then look at the black dude. There's another black dude want to grab him. I understand the breaking up shit, but y'all should let him get a few more punches because this is a lesson. This is nothing but a lesson. You're just teaching a lesson. He ain't gonna kill the man. He ain't gonna grab no gun from his car. He gonna whoop his ass because he's gonna stand on what blackness is. Now you find the non-black dude that's going there breaking it up and try to push this black dude. That black dude ain't taking no slight from none of these sideways motherfuckers. Now you watch when they break it up, and the Mexican dude who walks in there break it up, not only just breaks it up, he pushes the black dude. Now watch this shit. Black man got a new person who asks he needs to whoop.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
What's up?
Yeah, what's up, bitch?
What's up?
Oh, shit.
Now look, when he set that shit straight with the other dude who want to talk about, he want to react because he watched him slap a female. Nigga, you watch him beat up this dude, now he checks you. Your pussy ass don't want none of that shit. So now he back on this dude in the leash shirt who ass he's already whooping. Like, man, come on, homie.
What's happening?
Now this dude in the leash want to act, his pride. He want to walk up. Like, then you done got tossed up.
She should have put her fucking hands on me.
Goddamn right.
Shit. Nigga, look at me. I'm over there stuck getting footage, though. Getting my hands dirty.
Good job. Good thing you recorded this shit.
It ain't working. Wait. Fuck that. Yeah, call me another nigga.
Look, he's saying, come on. He's saying, come on. He damn going to a scar.
I bet you won't call me another nigga. I bet you won't call another nigga.
We'll call him another one.
This is where it goes
Stop
down.
letting you fucking mess with this disrespect, bro.
Goddamn right.
Damn.
Don't walk up on me,
And like you said, start letting these Mexicans and anybody else disrespect. I don't give a fuck they Asians, these Mexicans, Indians, whites especially, disrespecting you.
walk
Good
up
work,
on me.
homie.
That's what I'm talking about. I really do. But you see how you keep walking up on me when I turn my back.
And look how
That shit crazy.
He act like what the
Nowhere in the wrong, bro.
dude needs to
I
move.
was nowhere in the wrong. They antagonized me. Said he thought
And then the black security guard move out the way. Like this nigga to learn the lesson. He want to walk up. Let him get knocked out now. Like let him get knocked out.
they was going to intimidate him.
Niggas always saving niggas in the fucking wrong. Let him get knocked the fuck out.
God damn, I feel bad.
I didn't get this. He did.
Mom over there, she on the phone with the
Slap the
police.
fuck out of that nigga and beat this fuck up.
Y'all think he was wrong?
And then that white dude, the security better slap that nigga too. Slap him too.
He said no. He don't want to leave it alone. Whoa. Wifey here. Husband still trying to.
Now he want to act like he can't let it go because he can't let his wife see that he walked away and didn't want no more. That nigga don't want no more. That's really the sign he really want to quit. That's the
They don't want him to leave.
I'll stand right here and let you know. I'm not wrong. I'm not. The security will tell you I'm not. They physically both put their hands on me. Quit doing it.
Yeah, that white dude better shut the fuck up. There the fuck is white Mexican.
Y'all hear him? He mad about that nigga word. Just watching and Joe. We don't need no arguing in the comments, man. This is just goddamn.
And bitch, my outfit means nigga too. I know what that means.
Oh, bitch said Mayate. Absolutely.
Mayate means nigga too. See,
Absolutely.
he know a little Spanish, man.
Yeah, how about that? He said, y'all want to park so I can't get in my car or get out my car.
That nigga said, Mayate mean nigga too.
That's all. I go to another store. That's the point thing.
Like, damn, is this the one on Christian Imperial?
They trying to hold you here till the police come.
That's exactly what they trying to do. Get your car and roll out.
I didn't start this. I wasn't the pursuer, and I wasn't the aggressor.
All right, now,
They were.
hey, homie,
Until I got the
get in
big
your
game.
car and dip. You gotta explain yourself to these
He said
motherfuckers.
until I start to beating ass.
All right, homie, you fucking.
He said until I start beating ass.
Explaining that's the only other thing I hate with black motherfuckers is we think we gotta explain shit. You ain't gotta explain shit to nobody. Slap niggas up, move on. Like niggas act like take 20 minutes to deliver shit. You can start and finish shit in seconds. You can beat the nigga up, slap them up, tell a little white dude who need to go be talking to the victims who got their ass whooped, like the pussy ass nigga. But that's how I felt about that Miss 702. And then Rob G and they're laughing at the thumbnail, included Blue Blood, Aki TV, and Ego and all the motherfuckers. Agent Matt in the building says salute to the chat. Rob G says the butcher returns, says LDBC. No, they didn't put the LDBC. I guess there was a non-factor to chat chief GTP. Or however, what is it? CTP, GTP? Mir says, pack this generation of Bockers up, says Shakur, Tank, Ryan, Dev, Keyshawn says all of them around lightweight to welterweight. Man, get them all the fuck up out of here. Throw this whole era of boxing. If it's an era where YouTube niggas talk about a boxer special, throw them into this white garbage truck. Get them the fuck out of here. Take the WBC, take Floyd Legacy on with that shit. Take motherfucking Eddie Hearn, turkey, little fucking camel top head ass on. All these sorry motherfuckers. Turkey, take your money back to Saudi Arabia. You're gonna need it to fix that shit. Fuck that. Iran, keep bombing that shit. Get Turkey the fuck out of here. Like all these motherfuckers. Dana White, hoe ass, get the UFC out of here. I should have had to put UFC in that shit, but dump all of this shit. And then we got other sports. Boxing ain't worth shit. And then you got this old trash ass president. I heard he done interjected in the damn soccer shit. He done fucked the World Cup up. I hear they didn't kick the damn birthright citizen out the motherfucking soccer. I don't know about soccer. I can get 2 fucks about soccer. But he get a red card, whatever the red card mean. The nigga suspended. Trump called this whole ass motherfucker running FIFA, who FIFA need to fire like a motherfucker, and bring this dude back. They bring Trump out of all of USA soccer. The most important nigga to USA soccer is a black motherfucker from Africa or somewhere. You can't make this always right Reggie Owens shit up, homie. Always fucking right. Trash ass punks. And then Miss 702 says, there you go. And then and Andrew Charles says we're in the super fanboy era of boxing, and they have ruined this shit. These fanboy motherfuckers have ruined all of this shit. Any fighter with a fanboy club belongs in this garbage can. Ryan Garcia's prominence was Ryan Garcia got all these Instagram followers. Ryan is popular. Ryan this and Ryan that, and then all the homosexual shit that came with it from homosexual white dudes. Talking about Ryan, oh, he got the look. Ryan looked like a fucking bitch. Ryan don't even look like a Mexican. He looked like a motherfucking what's the shit with what's the little white kid shit out of New Jersey? Jersey Shore boy looking motherfucker. More weird looking motherfuckers. Life food don't look shit like a fighter. Don't think he'll fight. He just a motherfucker. All these dudes just motherfuckers who they parents threw them in the boxing because half of these sports parents looking for a kid to help make the family rich and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. These motherfucking current fighters ain't shit. And even some of the past era boxing. Like I said, I've seen this shit with Chris Bird, old funky ass, out there in Africa boxing and getting his fucking old retarded ass whooped because he talking about how slim he is because he eating vegan shit like a dummy. and can't put weight on from vegan, which gonna make you weak as shit, and getting this old ass beat the fuck up. Like, these niggas is dumb, homie. Floyd, listening to stupid ass Floyd earlier today on that Cam shit. Floyd got in that fucking Cam interview, and once again he used it time in that interview to start talking about black folks again. And then in the same interview, he talking about how black people need to come together and shit, where he talking about black people will take their life savings because they pulled in the motherfucker. Floyd said black people will pull loans out on their homes or pull money from their life savings to go to his fights, to put bets on him because they knew that he was 100% a short shot for them to win on him. And then by the time they get home, they are hoping that Floyd falls off. That black people prayed for Floyd's financial downfall. This is what Floyd says about black people in this fucking interview. And then got in there with Cam, asked him about Al Heyman, about how Al Heyman was like a father to him, and then he was snake bomb. But did he talk about old Jew boy? What's the dude? What's the Jew boy name? What's the dude who took his money? I done forgot that chump name too. Whatever the name, stole the houses and buildings, or gave Floyd fake buildings that nigga didn't even own. Whatever that dude name, his brother with the hat, whatever Floyd brother with the little hat on his head. And then as Charles says, and the fighters are weak. Yeah, these fighters stink, bro. These fighters stink like a motherfucker. All of these dudes are whack as fuck. Like, they don't want to fight. I hope that the dude who fought yesterday, Abdullah Mason, doesn't follow that path. I don't think there's no hope in the sport of boxing for a while. It just ain't no hope in the sport. The sport. You didn't have promoters that have shitted on this shit, and then they're the ones who are really responsible for what we have in this current state of boxing. It's the promoters that fucked it off. The promoters that picked and choose. The networks. It started with HBO. HBO has really been the ones who really start the crisis of fucking over the sport of boxing. And they started this crisis based on what we see currently taking shape in America and the reason for the downfall of America as well. And that is the whitewashing of the sport, of them trying to Europeanize the fuck out of boxing, bring in the Klitschko's coming up, and then they start watching the Klitschko's get their ass whooped by black fighters and shit. And then that starts to kind of fade off. Then they get the second coming of that shit when they get the Kovalevs, they get the Triple G's, and then the over sensationalizing of them, pushing just those dudes. They're having success. But then when it start coming up to certain names that they want these guys to fight, they kept those guys safe and away from everybody, try to keep these guys as undefeated fighters with flawless records. And then the armor of that type of narrative and protection began to fall off as they start suffering losses, having disciplinary issues as well. So that fell apart. Then you start having the promoters that will put other fighters on fucking shelves. And it mainly starts with Bob Arum fucking old dirtbag ass. Starts shelving people. And then the boxing world ends up getting a sorry young piece of shit, worthless, tall motherfucker in Eddie Hearn, who injects his self-centered, narcissistic pussy ass into the sport and fucks it over as well. HBO started this shit, followed by corrupt ass Bob Arum. Then the injection of weak ass Eddie Hearn. Then you have Al Heyman, who started to kind of put the sport back in place, but start paying motherfuckers who are not worthy of the money they were getting. And the crazy thing is that the fighters and how Al Heyman secured the money wasn't from the fighters that existed in that era. He just started paying these dudes for what they're not worth, but it was good to see these dudes getting paid. But ultimately, dudes will fuck the whole sport up. These dudes will start fucking the whole sport off, man. And here comes the crash of boxing. Then the younger fighters who come up behind the Floyd and all that other shit jump into the sport. They don't want to fight each other. They avoided each other for so long. Here we get these dudes coming to sports not even in their 20s. And here all of them are approaching their fucking 30s, and none of them have fought one another. It's crazy and shit. These dudes are 10 years into their damn careers, and none of them have fought each other. Ryan Garcia only got his shots with these dudes. Ryan has fought the most of these dudes who are all counterparts to each other, because Ryan is looked at as the weakest link amongst these dudes. And then some of them thought they'll use Ryan to gain out of his Instagram popularity and shit. Like, this shit is doo-doo, homie. Niggas is crazy as fuck to be following boxing and being a fanboy. It's crazy to be a male fanboy. The bitches don't even follow these boxes. The bitches don't even follow these boxes. Adrian Broner getting the most bitches of his life post-boxing by being an Instagrammer and shit. And then Asian man says, Floyd says he's coming back, says to save boxing. Man, Floyd couldn't save shit. He better save his finances. Nobody cares to see Floyd. Only thing people want to see Floyd is him get beat the fuck up so they can all laugh about the shit. And Floyd too dumb to realize that shit. Ain't nobody here the motherfucking why. And guess what, Floyd? And as much as you can play the villain role to where the villain shit used to work. Oh, I forgot this. Now that I said the word marination, marinating is the other thing that killed the sport off. Because that's the secret Floyd believes is what made him and Pacquiao success, was taking our time, letting it wait, letting it build. Pacquiao got knocked the fuck out before he fought you. Pacquiao just had a nation and other people who still believed in him because they were delusional, not the marinating shit. But the other thing is that they start to believe that you don't have to make these young top tier dudes fight each other. You can let it marinate. That was the other thing that's fucked this shit off. I forgot about that shit. I forgot about that. And then Mir says the number one issue with boxing, in my opinion, is the inconsistency in fights. Says the inactivity, competition, and profession. That's a damn fact. That's a damn fact. These fools fight once a fucking year and are 19 years old, take the whole year off after a single fight. They fight fights and don't even fight fights and don't even break a sweat in the fight. They don't get touched in the damn fight. They don't they don't even get hurt in the fight. Nobody gets cut in the fight, and then they take the year off. Like, and then they teams be sitting here announcing, oh, we got a big announcement to make on Monday. Sunday comes and they ain't heard shit. Like, fuck out of here. Then the fanboys all throughout the week. Big announcement coming. Oh, our greatest fighter ever. He the best ever. He gonna make 20 million. The other fighter, Tank, ain't making nothing. And then the Tank fans got to get into this shit. Ain't nobody announcing shit. These fools is crazy as fucking this weak ass eras of fandom boxing, the fandom area of boxing. And then Matthew Redondo says, I miss the Mike Tyson days. Mike Tyson days was probably the best days, even though Floyd had a lot of hype around his days, you know, the money he made, but his shit wasn't bigger than Tyson's shit. Floyd only made more money because of the price and its ticking. As time moves on and the way they inflate shit and the cost of living increases, the only thing that increases the money Floyd was making. But Mike Tyson had definitely one of the best eras. That's why Mike Tyson's still a bigger name than Floyd. You put those two together, there's a bigger draw towards Mike Tyson than there is Floyd. Like, that's a fact that Floyd can't even fucking argue against. He can't deny that shit. Motherfuckers still find, younger people ain't never really watched Tyson find some intrigue, a great intrigue to Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson's a big name. Him and Roy get in the fucking ring and fucking blow numbers out the water. Jake Paul and him blow numbers out the water. Like, Mike Tyson is iconic fucking still. And his era was the last true era of boxing. Even when niggas watch Tyson get knocked the fuck out, it was heartbreaking to people. But guess what? If Tyson said he's going to fight again, it was right there to watch it. Then they get the same goddamn Mike Tyson who was beating shit up. And then Jesus says, today's boxing is absolute garbage juice. Says longer the days of Bernard Hopkins, Kelly the Ghost Pavlik, says Marcos and Antonio Barreras, Manny Pacquiao, says Juan Manuel Vasquez, Jesse says Jesse James Leha. Damn, you putting all the Mexican fighters in, but this is Jesus in the building. He says Roy Jones Jr. Yeah, all that shit is gone. All that shit is dead. The best hope boxing has is with the foreign dudes. The dudes out of Mexico, Japan, all these other shit is the best hope we got with boxing, because these fools just want to fight. And the promoters will deal with them, because you got to deal all this A side, B side, dumb shit. Just put me in the fucking ring and pay us. Let me beat this motherfucker. I don't need no purse. I don't need no Ferrari. I don't need fingernail polish and all this other shit like these developed country ass motherfuckers. You find these poor country motherfuckers, they just want to box and shit. And then Angie Charles says apparently it's cool now for the chance to call out guys, says in smaller division. That's the other thing. All the champs want catch weights and shit. All the champs want rehydration clauses. All the champs want to fight niggas in 10 days. Why this nigga been plotting? He been in the gym for a whole year straight, training hard in the motherfucker, and then he want to give an opportunity to a 10-day motherfucker. Remember Canelo was doing that shit. Canelo was pulling that shit on dudes. All these weak ass dudes doing that shit. Miss 213 says if you're not a PJ baby, says why you partying in the PJs? You thought the dude got killed? Because I think he was working with Second Call, and I think he had did work in the projects and shit and Watts or some shit. But who knows what that was about? Like, I just want to do shit around where bullshit happens, man. It's unfortunate that dude lost his life. He was very known and shit, and I see a lot of people in there, paying tribute to him and speaking about if they find whoever they find that did that shit, about the justice that's gonna be paid them. Asia Mass says wondering why Chat GTP says didn't include Punch Drunk, says Boxing Channel. Man, I don't know why they did. I didn't realize they put these dudes' names on this shit till I started this live. That shit was funny as fuck to me. Miss 702 saying facts. She said bullseye. I'm just keep saying Miss 213 says Reggie says the only one says tell the uncomfortable truth. Oh, absolutely. Because I don't feel comfortable sitting there telling lies, like trying to shape things and say things the way people want to hear them. That shit never sat cool with me. And to be telling some shit the way other people want to hear it. Like I never rock with that shit. I never rock with that shit. And I don't mind with people not liking the way it's said when I say it. Because I'll be like, the people who don't want to hear it that way are the people who fucking things up. And that's the problem. The people who feel uncomfortable with hearing the shit I'd say are the ones fucking everything up, because their ways are the fucked up ways. And their ways are the ways that I'm trying to kill off. I want the mindset of all these degenerate motherfuckers to die the fuck off. My brother Brandon Washington in the building. Salute. Says Cook. Yes, indeed. Miss 213 says I went to the gentrified 4th of July celebration at Magic Johnson Park. I don't blame you, man. It's unfortunate you gotta get away from, not even just say you get away from black people, you gotta get away from the lower standard black folks. Because right near where the J's and all that shit is, you got higher class thinking of black folks around that shit. You just gotta go get away from the poverty type mindset of motherfuckers to enjoy yourself. But when you get low class, but we can't also get away with just talking about the Compton shit. We seen the ass them white kids acted in Newport Beach and shit. We can't blame the even them little fucking Silver Spoon drug addict kids act the fucking ass. And the way that them kids in Newport Beach, them kids, and then the news trying to act like they shot them kids in Newport Beach, act like that every 4th of July. All them old beach community motherfuckers act like that shit. And they be trying to act like these other people come. Them old beach community kids, some fucking degenerate. Matter of fact, we was talking about that drug addict shit, and these communities always write Reggie Owens, Mark Summers. I tell him Mark Summers that shit, and Andrew Charles. And then Miss 213 says, shout out LA County Sheriff, says, for keeping us safe yesterday. Absolutely. And hopefully they catch whoever shot that dude, catch anybody shooting people for no fucking reason. And then Picasso in there saying, wow, Brendan, look, it says West Up, and they're rolling, saying West Up to that black dude slapping up that Mexican couple. And then Picasso says why they breaking it up? Because you always get people breaking up when you get the upper hand on a piece of shit ass motherfucker. He says if it was the other way around, says they would have said they would let the black dudes just get beat silly. Yeah, they probably would. They'll sit there. And then, but that's why it's important to be ready to whoop ass. And that's another reason why it's important not to get too far out of shape neither. And then Picasso in there saying salute, sports prediction, the building salute, my brother. And then y'all subscribe to sports prediction as well, too. And then Picasso says red card will suspend the team for a year, says taking him out the game, says and Trump brought him back, says because the plan was to take the other guy, that will make America lose. I don't know. I don't follow that soccer shit. I'm American. I don't watch soccer at all. World Cup can kiss my ass. And then Andrew Charles says Trump can play that old immigrant shit because he a hoe. Like I said, Trump ain't from America. Trump ain't no American. He a fucking birthright citizen kid. And then Andrew Charles says a guy that allegedly scammed Floyd says seemed pretty confident, says that he ain't got shit to worry about. Says from what I can tell, yeah, he did try to air Floyd out. He probably ain't got nothing to worry about. Floyd a grown ass dude, and he got himself mind fucked. And then my brother D Bevel in the building salute. He says, Dan Red says this sounds like one of my rants on the sport of boxing. Says back in 2022-23, laugh out loud. He says the sport is a complete joke. Says and the fans are even worse. Said these fans is trash. These niggas is fanboys. Niggas is in fan clubs. I ain't never seen this type of whole ass shit in my life. The fanboy and shit. And the fanboy ain't even no teenage kids. Them niggas watching Kick. They can't blame it on the younger generation. These niggas is old motherfuckers who was in fan clubs. The other kids in there watching I Show Speed and Kai Cenat and shit. So you can't blame these young motherfuckers. And to be honest, Ryan Instagram followers might have been these 40-year-old motherfuckers too. And then Sylvester says this is why we gotta respect the legends like Mayweather Jr. and Terrence, man. Now and Terrence, because Terrence ain't one of these dudes bouncing in and out the ring. Terrence a dude, and Andre Ward is another one. They ain't in here where you can trinkle a buck in front of them and get them to twerk in a Speedo like the rest of these bitch ass dudes do. You make your money, secure your shit, and sit away with your fucking health. Like you ain't nothing but an entertainment motherfucking, like you sitting in front of Don Sterling ass niggas and watch your little bum ass to jump back out there anytime a buck is raised for you. And you get in, I watch Floyd in there trying to compare himself to Jeff Bezos and making money. Jeff Bezos pussy ass make money from niggas pushing buttons to buy shit through his computer systems. He ain't getting hit on the head. He can buy a ticket to force your ass to go dance for him. Motherfucking fool. Andrew Charles says, I can't stand how fans act. Says like every tweet is a legally binding contract. Right. Says boxing is like music. Says last good era says was the late 90s and early 2000s. That's it. That's why. And the other great thing is that there's such a huge correlation between boxing, or parallels. I only say correlation. There's a parallel between boxing and music and shit. And when music died, so did this boxing shit is. That's why they have singers and rappers bring them out, because there's an attachment to that shit. These niggas whack. The rappers they bring out ass. That's how you know this shit dead. Not only is boxing doo-doo, that every nigga they bring to do ring walks with these niggas is complete ass. These motherfucking singers can't sing for shit. The rappers sound retarded as shit. Look like they done snorted crack and all type of shit in the locker room before they walked out there with a microphone and go perk and all this other stupid ass shit. And they oh shit, that nigga is lyrical genius. Oh fuck, man, pass some more of that snow, man. That nigga is lyrical. Oh my god, did you hear the bars of that nigga, bro? Makes me want to smoke. Oh my fucking god, that nigga is the most lyrical nigga ever, man. I don't know what they call old niggas now, young people call. No, it ain't even the young people. Even these older 4-year-old niggas think they younger folks be talking. Them boomers don't know nothing about this shit. Nigga lyrical, man. Nigga said pass the motherfucking fentanyl perk. Pass a Fenty perk. And then Miss 702 says she got the bullseye, says acting a fool, talking about them little rich ass white kids in Newport Beach. Fuck they whole city up. And then Patricia Shelton in the building. Salute to my sister Patricia Shelton. Angie Charles in there rolling. Velocity Cussy. Look, Angie Charles realized I'll be right on this shit I talk because he ain't even complaining about me keeping it real about white folks and the idiotic shit and all this other shit. So yeah, I be peeping y'all shit, Angie Charles. Yeah, I be peeping this shit. And the Velocity Cuss says we know how you OGs rocking. Says already, my nigga. Says the jig is up. Says source. What he says, lyrics on demand. Oh, that's where you be coming up with this lyric shit. And then D Bevel says respect to us is respected pretty boys, but Money Mayweather paved the way for the Duckers of today. Says, and that's a fact. The Duckers, can I get at the Floyd? I can't. I don't think I can put that on Floyd, even though Floyd turned into a piece of shit. And but I don't know if I can blame Floyd for that shit. I gotta blame the fighters and their teams and the promoters is willing to pay this shit, and the networks that interfere with this shit. Or Floyd even for propping up some of these dudes. No, but Floyd did want it. No, you might be right because Floyd even was protecting certain fighters, the Tank, until Tank rumors of him fucking his daughter came out. Then he wanted to throw him in Loma. That's the other thing that point out how weak these areas is. When Floyd made Tank a fucking, and this goes into the degeneracy of these motherfuckers, of how dysfunctional these people are. And that's the other thing where Floyd was just horrible for business, and the reason why his business dealings have always been flawed, because even his business dealings inside of boxing, he brings his personalized shit into it. Here he is at one point representing fucking Tank Davis. And then the rumors come out with Tank and his daughter fucking around, or whoever it was, maybe one of Floyd's ex-girlfriends. And Floyd wanted to throw him in the ring against Loma and all this other shit. And then Tank gets scared and don't want to fight Loma. And then Tank was mad that Floyd thought it was a setup. They try to make him a champion and shit. It's like, man, come on, man, get the fuck out of here with this shit. These dudes is crazy. And it goes to show. And then even Floyd did that shit to Jayleon Love girlfriend one time, where he get on there and air her out about her weed smoking and shit. Like, this dude is crazy with the shit he says. Like, dude, you are not a professional. You are not you're not a professional type dude. And this is why the fighters who are of great talent refuse to sign with Floyd. Then even in the Cam shit, he asked him about Cormel Moulton, and he spoke about Cormel Moulton being a snake or some shit. And then talking about he told him to buy properties and all that other shit. And then Picasso in there laughing, talking about the smoke. And then the Velocity Cuss says, boxing done fell off, says, when niggas more interested in WNBA games, shaking my head. Facts. The girls are on the rise right now. Caitlin Clark getting bigger than these motherfuckers. Caitlin Clark, the girl who played for the Aces, I forget her name, Angel Reese. Like, nobody give a fuck about these weak-ass boxing motherfuckers. And then we ready for basketball to start back up. Nobody following these dudes. And the Picasso says, Jay-Z one of them. Wait, one of who? What is, why you just put one of them? And the Velocity says, hey, Blood says, what's your political race expertise on Afro Man? Telling Vlad says he supports all white towns. I don't think nothing of Afro Man. I think Afro Man is kind of a retarded ass dude. That's why his music sounds the way it sounds. I'm not a fan of Afro Man. Deuce Times is. That's why I'd be laughing when they play his music on there. But that's what Afro Man aligns itself with. I wouldn't take anything from Afro Man. Afro Man is who he is. I ain't gonna take nothing from him, but he ain't no nigga I follow politically or take any type of intellectual advice from. He is who he is. He aligns himself with white folks. They treat him good. I can understand why he's like that. Black people ain't fucking help make Afro Man the what would you call him, kind of cult legend that he is amongst the genre of music he does. I don't even know what his genre is, but his cult following is through kind of whites who are just not like whites who come from, rural type areas or small town type area, white folks who ain't caught up into white prejudice and shit. The unprejudiced rural and small town white folks who are just all around true ass American ass people. So I can see why you had those views, but I don't follow motherfucking Afro Man. But nor will I knock him on that shit, because I understand why he comes with what he comes with and why he has the type of white woman he got around him. Angie Charles says we're slowly getting out of the Floyd wannabe era. Says for a while though, says it was always who's the next Floyd. Yeah, I hate that shit. I hate any era where people want to make it's about who you gonna be the next this person and the next that person, and motherfuckers be like, no, I'm not. Let people be the next who they gonna be. Like, I don't want to see a repeat or a recopy of this next motherfucker. And then Picasso says Floyd clearly gave Rolly a championship belt, says a championship belt pass. Like, even Rolly becoming a champion just shows how fucked up the sport is. Rolly wouldn't have been a champion in no true era of boxing. A lot of these dudes wouldn't have been champions in true eras of boxing. Ryan definitely wouldn't even be in a true era of boxing. You wouldn't have no Ryan Garcia looking motherfucker in a true era of boxing. Oscar, who was a Ryan Garcia looking motherfucker, had to prove that he was a real motherfucker, because that era was gonna test Oscar. They weren't about to let no motherfucker walk around looking like Oscar, old zesty looking ass, just coming to sport, and a bunch of little homosexual ass male media motherfuckers prop him up. Oscar had to prove his goddamn self, and therefore that's why Oscar's a legendary dude. But he was old zesty looking dude. Ryan could come in there and get on Instagram or say, now Ryan is a motherfucking dope fiend now and shit. He just say a lot of crazy ass shit. And if Velocity Cuss says you always asking whose lyrics is, so I put the source. Yeah, I thought you just knew music like that. Your ass in here going on the internet pulling up lyrics and shit. You should have heard that shit. And then Andrew Charles says Moulton gets hit a lot. Says, but he's got a chin. Says, and his back really hard. But he's going to only last so long. That's going for a short-term career. He was the shit as a young amateur kid. I ended up seeing one of his fights, and mainly it was because Moulton had a following because he was out of the Floyd gym. I ended up seeing one of Moulton's amateur fights and shit. It was a lot of draw behind this shit. Matter of fact, it was at the Boxing Expo. Moulton was like the big following there and shit. But like you're saying, as a pro, he doesn't separate himself, use the jab. He does get hit a lot, like you said. I think he just outdogs a lot of opponents. But it's a lot of people ain't gonna be able to do that shit against. And then his discipline is becoming bad. He's beginning to show chinks in his armor. His chinks in his armor is his discipline and shit. And it could be because they keep these motherfuckers so inactive and shit that's why he's like that and shit. Oh, and that goes back to the earlier comment from Mir. These niggas are too inactive, too inconsistent. Velocity Cuss says, I want to see Angel Reese says, bust it open. Shit, I do too. Shit, I do too. I know it be like pretty ass, sexy bitches like that. I know like true motherfucking dudes be wondering like, damn, I wonder what that motherfucking cat look like. Dang. And then and the Miss 702 says, Reggie just says the uncomfortable things. Absolutely. I keep it funky. I keep that shit 100. And then Angie Charles says his biggest hit was the most popular amongst white people. Says white people love funny hippie buzz smoking songs. Absolutely. So that's why Afro Man has this thing of, you know, not speaking down on you know his white audience base, because every white motherfucker ain't a bigot, and that's the other case. And that's what Angie Charles and Mark Summers need to realize when a motherfucker like me talking on these pussy ass people who I'm speaking about. And then, but Afro Man can't give his notoriety or fame to black folks. Black people ain't create that shit. He may got black fans like Cuzzo Deuce and shit, and I think DJ and them say they know their songs, but ain't too many black people listen to them and shit. And then RJ says, what's up? Says, what's up with Ice Spice? Says, fucking with a 50-year-old Toby Maguire. Shit, you hear Toby Maguire complaining about that shit? Shit, Ice Spice a little fine, thick bitch. And then Toby Maguire a white dude? Oh, let me see who Toby is. It sounds like, or that could be one of them African. I think some white people name their kids Toby. Let me make sure there ain't no black dude with the Kuta Kinte name and shit. Toby Maguire. Let me see who this fool is. Who the hell? Toby Maguire. Toby, how you spell his full? I-R-E. It sound like a white dude. Oh, so Toby Maguire, a white dude. Oh, this McLovin looking motherfucker. This white dude like the white dude. Remember on a road trip, the little skinny ass dude who's fucking the thick ass black chick. What's that fool name? Oh, this Toby Maguire. Toby Maguire looked like the white dude on that movie Road Trip. Remember that dude was fucking the fat chick Shaniqua, and then he pulled out the motherfucking panties. What's that white dude name? What's the name of that boy? This Toby Maguire. Shit, Toby Maguire want that little light, bright ass black chick. Shit, I don't blame him. Shit. But Toby ain't complaining. Shit. I'm 50. Shit, I want a bitch like what's her name? Ice Spice. Man, I want no old bitch to push kids out the coach. Ice Spice ain't push no baby out the pussy. So Toby says, yeah, baby says you can be in the next movie. Yeah, Ice Spice done probably had a bunch of dudes fuck her and shit, but ain't no baby popped out that motherfucking shit. Shit, she thick, she exude like sensuality and shit. She a sensual ass little pretty ass chick. And we know you ain't got a diner like that. That bitch was at McDonald's getting beat up and shit. So you know that's why I be like, man, I'm an anti-sucker ass nigga. Ice Spice showed that shit. These weak ass trick niggas think she gotta eat 5-star every night. Nigga, Ice Spice in a hoodie and some sweats, eating nuggets and fries, and then a fan bitch beat her up and shit. But I ain't gonna say she beat her up. Ice Spice is with the shit too. The girl snuck her. And the Miss 213 says killing off trades programs, shutting down schools, knocking down malls, digging up parks. Says everything going downhill. Says because they eliminating third spaces for us. Says are for us for our U.S. you meant. But that's what they get when you don't vote right. When you don't play your politics right, you're gonna get fucked over like Donald Trump is doing. I think Donald Trump's a great lesson that will be repeated because most people in this country are fucking just stupid as fuck. It's just that's just the mathematics behind it. Is they realize Trump can get in here, fuck it up. Every other white leader can get in here, try to push white agendas. They fail. They never succeed because nothing's superior about the shit. They fall apart, and then they have a new motherfucker down the line, a generation or a 2 or 3 terms down the line, repeat the shit, and dumb motherfuckers fall along with the rhetoric. They get the parading and hooting, hollering this shit and retrying it fails again, and people suffer, lose, and die on shit because most motherfuckers just dumb as fuck. And it'll be repeated. There'll be another Donald Trump because we live in a world of stupid, retarded motherfuckers. D Bevel says the why argument. That's why the why. Oh, let me read how you wrote it. It says the why should I fight you? A side, B side talks. It started with Floyd. Okay, says then it trickled down to Canelo, Thurman, Spence, Joshua, Tank, and now the rest of these unproven title holders on the rise. I can agree with you. I can agree with you with that. But no, A side, B side with Floyd was not even an argument. Like I don't think Floyd had to argue A side. Floyd brought that shit because he said De La Hoya. These other motherfuckers talk A side, B side. That shit is on their ass. I don't think there was anybody. Everybody else was down there a Z side compared to Floyd. And then Miss 702 says we had to because Floyd didn't play that contract shit when he had to take lesser money than A side cats. Floyd put his work in, got to the point where he beat the guys who were true A sides, and the game became his. And then Miss 213 says we have to get the children back into third spaces to save sports and everything else. The parents got to wake up. The parents got to stop being idiots, bro. These stupid ass parents. That's why so many things are being lost. They change things and these parents just accept it because after these motherfuckers fall into what I say about how retarded motherfuckers is. They don't fight for anything. They ain't politically engaged in shit. And then when niggas politically engaged, they interfere with shit. Then don't let some money be injected. And then niggas really interfering with shit and fucking everything off. Because niggas is dumb, man. Vlasica says to memorize lyrics, says like that is a gift. Says nigga I ain't hove. And then Silvestri says you heard about David Benavidez's girlfriend calling off the wedding apparently. Says not his having, or he's having snow issues. Man. And I mean that boy better fix himself, man. He gonna end up having a major downfall over that shit. But the chick with him. But nigga, you make that step towards marriage, nigga, that chick divorce your ass in this country, nigga, is over with. You better not pull no Felix Verdejo shit with her. And it's eventually says Ice Spice is lit. Yeah, Ice Spice is fine than a motherfucker. And that thing probably juicy than a motherfucker. So she done gave it to a white dude. None of these old weak ass rapping motherfuckers done got it. 50-year-old white dude getting a piece of that shit. But that white dude probably ain't even fucking. He's just gonna take Ice Spice to every award show, act like he get pussy. That nigga Michael Jackson with the bitches. He ain't fucking shit. Tobey Maguire ain't hitting no Ice Spice. He Michael Jackson with pussy. Ice Spice, can we pretend like I'm getting some? No, I need a baby Ice Spice. We go down to the lab. That bitch will get a test tube, baby, before she had that nigga kid. That nigga Michael Jackson with cooch. And if Vlasica says you're gonna call South Central Brigade, Diego Pacheco versus Aleem, nope. I don't have an interest to call boxing matches live. These niggas is trash, homie. This shit is ass in the can. This is what boxing is. Literally this. I wouldn't dare waste my time getting back home to go watch this shit. I'd rather be doing what I'm doing, so I'm ready to come back in the house. I'll watch that motherfucker. But outside of that shit, I ain't calling these motherfuckers fights, man. Fuck this shit. I still like boxing, but it ain't worth on how I used to be about boxing. I'm talking about, man, I used to make bitches sit there and wait. This back when I was on my shit and will order fights. Because like I say, I don't watch sports with other people. I like watching sports by myself because I be really engaged and I know what I'm watching. I be knowing I'm watching. I be engaged. So I don't like watching this shit with other people like I used to. And so even if a match came on and I had a bitch, she gonna have to sit there and watch that shit. That's back when boxing was good. Now, man, please, I wouldn't dare waste that shit with these funky motherfuckers. Andrew Charles says, Toby said I was the true to life boxing fans. Like I used to make bitches have to sit there, and then I remember always remember this shit with a bitch. I remember this bitch gave me blue motherfucking balls one time. Man, I'm in there, she in my room in there watching. She in there, I'm in there like telling her, like, man, I'm watching the fight. This chick insisting on coming through. This is a little Puerto Rican chick, man. Don't you know I stop fucking with this bitch over this shit she pulled? This bitch is bad. We over there, damn, who was fighting? This was, who was this? I forget who was fighting. But we in there, I'm watching the fight and making this chick in there watching this shit. This chick is like, fuck that shit. This chick hopping on me, acting like she turned up. I'm like, fuck the fight there, shit. We about to turn up this bitch on her, period. Like, don't do all, like, man, I was so mad. Like, bitch, I stopped answering her calls and shit. Like, bitch, don't you ever pull that shit on me. Motherfucker turned on. I swear it's about to go down. I think I'm about to kill it. It go try to pull this bitch pants down. She keeps stopping. They go talk about she on her shit. You get like, oh man, she lucky I wasn't mean. I'd be like, get the fuck out of here. Andrew Charles says, yeah, Toby said, yeah, baby says you can be in the next movie. Man, Toby Maguire ain't tapping that shit. That day, and they're trying to act like he ain't Michael Jackson. And the Velocity Cut says, go to the Bronx, and you'll see 100,000 chicks that look just like Ice Spice. Yeah, New York got some badass chicks. Because New York got all these damn chicks from all over the world. They got so many damn foreigners in that motherfucker. But New York bitches rough and shit. Them some rough bitches. You ain't got nowhere to fuck a bitch in New York. Fucking like, where do you fuck bitches at in New York? I think you gotta get a motherfucking a hotel in that motherfucker. And if Miss 213 says you don't know how happy my heart is. Says you don't know how happy my heart is that at least since I live streamer can read, says like really read, laugh out loud. Well, I'm reading your comment all the way fucked up. Says you don't know how happy my heart is that at least one live streamer can read, says like really read, laugh out loud. Oh, I can't read it if I'm looking at my screen. That's why I'm glad I can pull it up on the TV further away. Andrew Charles says Ice Spice isn't even real. Says she had a white society upbringing. Why? What you mean she ain't real? No, she real. Her music is trash. Bitch, rap music is doo-doo. That's how you know motherfucking young people is stupid, man. Motherfucking Ice Spice be glot. All it might do, whatever the fuck she say. Her music, but I like that she blowing up. She made a song called SpongeBob. Big guy. Them motherfuckers be jamming to that shit. And they be doing these old stupid ass dances, guys. I heard that stupid ass dance and shit. These motherfuckers crazy. I love it. And then Miss 213 says C Dominican said, not C, says she's Dominican. Says I don't know the psychological or the psychology of Dominican women. Shit, they spicy than the motherfucking be snapping and tripping, they domineering to the motherfucker, especially when they go to New York. I don't know how they are on that island, but when they get to New York, they domineering like the rest of the chicks out there. And the Vlasica says Benavides getting bored. Says no one wants to smoke with him. Says unfortunately he's in the wrong era. Says always right. Yeah, that's a fact with Benavides. He is in the wrong fucking era. There's no doubt about that. And then hold off on the comments because I'm about to end this shit. I'm done now. Silvestri says, and says Reggie stop shitting on soccer. Says and foodie ass. Oh wait, let me look at the screen. Says stop sitting on soccer. Says our foodie, as we call over says we call it over here. This is the best sport in the world, man. Soccer is trash. That shit is the best sport over where you at. Here in America, that shit ain't shit. If it wasn't for all these foreigners over here, I would have never in my life ever seen a soccer ball a day in my life. We wouldn't have no soccer balls over here. And then Picasso says it was a percentage of the purse. Says boxers got rid of promoters and started selling the fights and the face-off. Says which were pissy fits. And then Velocica says you brack any NYC chicks in Central Park. It says at night. Says, man, I was with my kids. I wasn't cracking shit in New York. I wasn't cracking shit. And I didn't see too many like bad chicks when I was in New York. I didn't. And then maybe I got to go to like Harlem, and I was in Manhattan the whole time. So I didn't see no bad chicks in that motherfucker. And then maybe I was just intrigued. I was with my kids, like I said. I was just intrigued by the architecture and shit. Like I said, I get on nerd shit, man. As much as I can talk regular, I'm a real ass person, bro. I just keep shit real. I ain't one of these old low budget, shallow brain motherfuckers. Like when I was out there, I'm into architectural shit. I'll be like really on my nerd shit. I was tripping off the buildings, the design of that motherfucker, how the buildings go up. Then driving to DC was marveling over that shit, the history. That's why I want to go back there. That's why going into this 250th anniversary of this whole ass celebration of this country, which ain't to be celebrated, is that the history of this nation starts on the East Coast, and a lot of that shit is preserved. And our existence doesn't just take place in the South like they love to play because all that slavery shit. Our history is all up and down that Eastern Shore and shit, from all the way up fucking the Maine all the way down that motherfucker. But even taking the drives along fucking the DC and all that other shit, you can probably see the slave travel routes of that Underground Railroad shit. The Underground Railroad shit ain't about the South. That shit is on the East Coast. Ain't that the Underground Railroads? Most people assume the Underground Railroad shit is some shit out of the South. That shit is, hold on, let me go into that shit. Make sure I'm talking the right shit. That shit is along the Eastern Coast, right? Underground Railroad, boom, boom, boom. I just want to see a map of that shit. I don't want to read the story on that shit. Oh, that shit was all throughout the South leading up to the North. But a lot of that shit was along that Eastern Shore. So it is coming throughout the South. It says 1860. So, yeah, throughout the Eastern Shore. So they showing Virginia, North Carolina, South Carolina. So I am right. On what I'm talking about. It says leading all the way up into New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey. So, yeah, along the original colonies is where a lot of that shit was taking place. So I'm right. And the Velocica says you brack any chicks and I ain't crack shit. Like I said, I was with my babies and shit. Like I say, ever since I had kids, a lot of shit with me changed, even though I can still talk the shit I talk. And the D Bevel says I may be wrong, but once President Obama did the Iran deal in 2015, Israel said, okay, America. says we're going to get the most ignorant president in history elected to fulfill our needs, and Donald Trump. See, I don't blame Israel for none of that shit. It's these stupid ass motherfuckers in this country. Like, that shit ain't no motherfucking Israel. It's these retarded, trailer living, dumb motherfuckers in urban city fucking dickhead, weed smoking, perk pill popping, mumble music listening motherfuckers that voted that piece of shit motherfucker in by talking dumb shit. Trump went on there and did mumble talk, and it sounded like mumble rap to the blacks. It sounded like Klan rally shit to the whites, and them niggas went and voted. And then the regular intelligent motherfuckers, which is the rest of us and shit, were, you know, thrown off by a lot of shit the Democrats are doing. Rob G says Rice Spice fine as fuck. Yeah, I like Ice Spice, even though she ain't got no complexion to her. Bitch still pretty. She exudes a lot of real woman qualities. Ain't nothing rough about her. She woman. I like that chick. I didn't like when she tried to get skinny. Keep that thick shit on you, girl. D Bevel says I don't have the facts. Says I just believe that's true. Laugh out loud. Andrew Charles says they want you to believe that Israel is calling the shots. Facts. I'll just say that shit. Says that's the point. Says they are the fall guys. Says but they are not in charge. Yeah, I don't buy into Israel in charge shit. I think Trump and them kissed the ass because he don't like Middle Easterners. These white people in this country don't like Middle Easterners and want to keep people who look like them in control around the different lanes of how they grid the fucking maps in the world. But they don't control shit. And that election wasn't won because of Israel. These stupid motherfuckers here. And then Trump will just align himself because what he finds he can get in control of once he gets out of office. It's business with Trump. Where they Trump con you niggas and think it was an American first. This is the Trump family. And it eventually says, how was it? What, talking about New York? I like that New York shit. I enjoy that shit. And just from the historic standpoint, the DC, I got to go back to that shit. I want to go back to it. Like I said, I'm a history-loving ass dude, homie. And not even just history. I'm an architectural-loving motherfucker, an engineer-loving motherfucker. Just anything into where it takes, like, I'm into everything. I can't just say just these things. I'm into anything that takes talent. Where it's the talent of the mind, it's the talents of people, physical skills. I'm into that shit. Design, buildings. I sit on this motherfucker and I will watch people do tours of cities, walking through cities, engineering videos, car reviews, fucking development of shit, financial shit. That's the type of shit I'm into. Because I've always been like that as a kid. It'd be like certain shit the homies be throwing off when we come up as kids that they just want to play, run around and all that shit, do just pointless shit. Man, I'd be into, nigga, we live near planes. I'm watching planes and shit. I'm looking at this shit. I'm into this shit. I'm into to trucks. I'm into real shit, homie, as a kid. But we around motherfucker where we think so shallow and lesser shit. Like everything just run, play. Like I'm not with all that shit all the time. That's why I know how I can be on and then I can turn shit right off. I can be on shit that's popping until too many ignorant motherfuckers around that shit and then turn that shit right the fuck off. And if Lysica says number 47 has always been for sale, that's it. That's why Trump and his woman are like, they both hoes, asses up in the air, tooted and booted. And he says he like flu blood, says sports TV. Yeah, he filed for that shit. Says they'll sell their own mamas for $1. Shaking my head. That's foul. Even though that nigga blue blood in his fucking thumbnail, but like I said, I ain't tell this fucking app to do that shit. That shit put all these YouTube rejects in this motherfucker, man. That shit got me dying. They got a list of all these niggas. Ego, act, hockey TV, goddamn. Showbiz, blue blood for nah, man. That's ChatGPT. My ChatGPT dissed you niggas. I ain't designed that shit to do that shit. ChatGPT is sending y'all a virtual fuck you too. If I'm gonna put anybody, I be talking about these niggas from the LWC fanboying and shit. And then I was gonna be a neutral exclusive. I was gonna make it for all these YouTube fan club boys. And then D Bevel says, Andrew Charles says, yeah, you might be right about that, brother. And then Miss 213 says I can't wait to go to Washington for Halloween. Says I'm gonna be a super tourist. Says White House. Says White House, African American Museum. Says Monty. What is the hell is Monticello? Monticello says straight nerve stuff. See, that's the only thing why I gotta go back, because we went during this fucking where it get dark all early and shit. And then I got somebody who I know whose relative, they was telling me when I told them the last minute I'm going, they relative is a fucking senator. And was like, she was like, damn, why you didn't tell me? She could have got her brother to get us into the White House. And this when Biden was still in there. Now that pussy Trump there, nigga, I don't want to even look at the White House. Nigga, fuck that place. Like, but the other thing I ain't gonna be doing is going up in no buildings no more. I ain't going up in that shit. The whole time we went up in that World Trade Center shit, nigga, the whole time I'm looking at them planes around that motherfucker like, all right, hurry up, kids, walk around, look, all right, get back in that elevator. We out this bitch. Nigga, I watched too much 9/11 shit to be comfortable in them high-ass buildings. Like, fuck that. And the shit Trump starting, I wouldn't put it past them niggas to do that shit again. Now I'm out of there. That's why I'm cautious about even flying and shit. And you try, but I'm be ready, nigga. I wish a terrorist nigga would try some shit on the plane I'm on, nigga. Fuck that, nigga. I'm about to John Jones your neck. You better sit your Akbar. What do they say? Allah Akbar. You better sit your Allah Akbar ass back in your motherfucking seat and tell the motherfucking supreme leader, nigga, if a black nigga ain't going for that shit, Ayatollah, nigga. Hey, nigga, yeah, fuck that shit, nigga. You ain't doing none of that shit. Andrew Charles says, the B Devil says, peace, bro. Picasso in a row. Let me see. Picasso says, don't forget us. Don't forget airplanes. So don't forget airplanes, loving motherfuckers. Oh, yeah, I love the airplane shit. I definitely love that shit. That's why I say I be on a plane, niggas there talking some Allah Akbar shit, and they gonna take the plane, nigga, please. And then Andrew Charles says, peace to you as well. Says, to you as well, bro. Says, peace, and peace to myself. Says, my break is done. Says, heading back to work. Laugh out loud. Salute to D Bevel. Salute my brother. Mark Nash says, Israel donates the most money, says, to both political parties. Who is this? God damn, this kid, my damn son keep texting me. Says, Israel donates the most money to both political parties. Says, you think helped elect over 90% of Congress, says, out of the goodness of their hearts. No, I still think the people got to elect these motherfuckers. The people got to be stupid. I don't listen to nothing from no Israeli motherfucker. I don't listen to nothing from no backwards ass white dude in this country and there from no damn Israel with hats on their head. And then Miss 213 says, but even like with political campaign money and the financing campaigns, I don't even follow these niggas that do all this campaign. If I don't like the motherfucker, I ain't voting for him. Miss 702 says whenever you decide to visit Whitney Plantation, says I will fly down there too. Says that's architecture is crazy. Well, I never heard of that. Let me type that shit in. Let me type in the Whitney Plantation. Whitney. And then when I go back out there, I gotta go see the brother Terrence Bailey and shit. We can't forget our brother Terrence Bailey, part of the motherfucking legacy of this country. Part of he a descendant of Frederick Douglass. For those who see Terrence Bailey, don't know that history. Terrence tells that shit on every show he goes on and shit. So for those who may not know, you see Terrence Bailey in here. That nigga is a descendant of the family. Probably one of America's most well-known black. Oh, this is in Louisiana, the Whitney Plantation. One of America's most iconic figures, not even just for being a black figure, but just an American figure in Frederick Douglass. All right, so let me see. So that's in Louisiana. So y'all know when I'm gonna go to Louisiana and shit. One of the homies, I think my homies from out there in Louisiana, they down there in Fort Hood, Texas still. And it says, but then I don't know how I feel on no plantation. If I go to plantation, can't be no white motherfuckers visiting that shit. I'll probably feel away and start a riot in that motherfucker. Yeah, I'm looking at this shit right now. Can you imagine living on some shit like this? Hold on, let me put pictures of this shit up. Yeah, I'll start a riot in this motherfucker. It better be non-white day. It is shit. You working on this shit for these niggas, and then nigga, hell nah. This nigga got this big ass house. You know, this is really a depiction of what America is. You do all this work, bust your ass, and the laziest of motherfuckers is the ones coming up in this shit. They living in this big ass shit, all this land, and then you go home to this little shit. Man, I will be an arsonist. That's what I'd be if I was a slave. I'll be the greatest arsonist slave in motherfucking history. Because ain't no motherfucking way you living in that big ass fucking house and I'm living in this little shit. I'm burning your shit down. I'm gonna put up a good ass fight till you send whatever the whole neighborhood of white cluck motherfuckers to try to take me down, kill me. But nigga, y'all ain't gonna have no house to live in. I'm burning all this shit down. Fuck that. That's what these niggas living in the 1800s. Then I gotta live in this little ass shit. And then imagine these niggas make your little ass kids go work them up. Man, fuck no. Nigga, please. Nigga, this whole house will burn down. Yeah, I don't think I'm of a maturity level yet to go visit a plantation, Miss 702 or Miss 213. I can't do the plantation. Hell no. Fuck that shit. I'll just get mad. I'll get mad at the motherfucker. That's what Texas did. I think if I didn't go to the Army in Texas, I could have probably did 20 years. I did the Army in like somewhere in California. I probably did 20 years. But when I got to Texas and I was dealing with that heat, and because I'm a black motherfucker and pride in being black, and I thought about that heat and slavery, now that shit brought something out of me. Like, that's why I didn't tolerate a lot of shit. I didn't tolerate a lot of white shit at all in that Army, and I think the Texas Heat did that shit. And as Charles says, since they got great museums, yeah, not a great museum, they got great museums in DC, New York, all of that shit. Philadelphia got them, all that shit. Because it says Trump and Yonka. Oh wait, who the hell is Yonka? It says on a pole dancing for rednecks. Is Yonka his daughter? You talking about Ivanka? His little slut ass daughter. And then Velocica says breaking, shocking, unfathomable. Blue blood. Then Miss 213 says Monticello says Thomas Jefferson plantation. Frederick Douglass house too. Yeah, the plantation shit. I don't think I want to visit none of that shit. That shit would do nothing but. I don't know. A plantation wouldn't do nothing for me. But when I was in Homer, Louisiana, I didn't know they had plantations. The homies who's from down there, they never brought that shit up. I guess ain't nothing they gave a fuck about. But the Noah's still a plantation in the town where they at. And Homer ain't a big ass place. Them niggas never drove anywhere near that shit. I didn't hear about that shit till then there a decade after I had left from out of there. And then Miss 213 says you got clearances. Says did you go past the Pentagon? Hell no. Nah. I was on the way out. I was trying to find where the Pentagon was, and then after we gone, people was telling me how close that shit was. Because I was trying to get back to New York before it got dark. I just gotta go back there. If I go now, gotta be before the summer end, before it starts getting dark at like 6 o'clock and all that shit. And then that was the thing. Even went to Central Park. Them damn hustling ass immigrant motherfuckers, like, and I felt because I had my kids and the way these immigrant niggas be wanting to ride you on them bikes, and they just over aggressive and trying to get you to buy the little ride in the park package. Like, nigga, I don't want to ride in the back of a bike being pedaled by nobody. I'm not getting in that shit. Like, hell no. But I felt like I needed a knife. Like, I don't trust them niggas. You going to this dark ass park. I got little kids with me. Like, nah, I need me a butcher blade in that motherfucker in case you niggas try some of that shit y'all be doing back in Venezuela or some shit. Like, nah, fuck that rod. Andrew Charles says the money Israel donates comes from us. Says it's our money. Says they don't exist without us. And that's a true thing. I don't think nothing of Israel. That's why I said if I was president, Israel wouldn't exist. I'll pull all funding from that motherfucker. And I will give the people in Israel an option. You either go back to Germany. We provide you a protection in Germany. We'll work with the German government to give you an area in Germany where y'all come from, and you can settle your asses back where you came from. But outside of that, you're on your own in this in Palestine. You wouldn't get a fucking thing from me. That damn government of Netanyahu's in it will have to collapse. It have to fall apart. We'll pull all the money. I'll be the first real America first president. I ain't protecting you motherfuckers. You niggas over there acting like Adolf Hitler and shit. You niggas don't deserve a goddamn country. Get the fuck out of here. Nigga, we supposed to we the motherfucking moral the moral SEAL team of the damn world police and shit. We sitting there watching genocide going on. Nigga, Israel will collapse my first month in office. Like, you niggas will go right back to Germany. I didn't talk to the German president. They gave y'all a little corner of that country where y'all used to live. You can go right back in there. Take your scroll with you and all that other shit. The shit you cook, everything. You can go right back in there. They developing new Mercedes and shit. You got a cool job. But all this war shit, you killing these people, you got to go. And then D Bevel says, and peace and salute to my brother Mark Nash. Miss 213 says Winnie is in Louisiana. And then Okasa says, let me know when you going. Nigga, I ain't going to that plantation, man. I can't do no plantation. I mean, that should have pissed me off. I'm gonna go to Texas, dog. I see y'all in Texas. B-Dub, the homies in the army, all that shit. But that plantation shit, man, fuck that. I fuck around, catch one of them old Southern, man, hell, I couldn't deal with that shit. I'm telling you, my mindset, that's why I talk this shit. I talk about American history. I would never, I don't know, maybe, that shit, I'd probably cry and all that shit and be wanting to bomb on a motherfucker, man. Fuck no. Like, think that type of shit existed in there, man. Fuck no. And Okasa says, my family, Louisiana, Deuce Time in the building. What's up, Cuzzo? And then Miss 213 says they got Mexican slaves now. Says when I visited all the help was Mexican. Says we even been replaced the slaves. Shit, the Mexicans can have that slavery shit. Fuck. And then Picasso in there roll it. And then says the army fucked me out. So the army fucked me out my rank. Says when I joined, says before I left. Says that's why I left anyways. Says they tried treating me like I was less than too. Says fuck that bullshit. Yeah, the army always, because you got the wrong motherfuckers they putting in the motherfucking positions of leadership in your chain of command. These sorry motherfuckers. That's why I should never show motherfuckers respect. That was always my thing. When I used to see like white lieutenants and captains, nigga, you know how when you walk in, this other thing for civilian niggas, when you on base and you see like any lieutenant, any officers from lieutenant on up, you gotta salute them. You walk at a certain distance, when you walking by, you gotta salute them. Nigga, I'll do this shit and walk right by them. I act like I heard somebody call my name and say shit, walk right by these fools. Wouldn't salute, then they move the other way. I only had that. That's why I tell that one story. And that one lieutenant, then they went off on me. I think it was a lieutenant. He said, now what the fuck did you see that? They went off on me. I'm in front of the battalion too, so I couldn't trip on him. He said, then we're going to do this shit again. You're going to walk your motherfucking ass back down that goddamn walkway. I'm going to walk back out this door, come down these stairs, and you going to salute me. I'm looking like this bitch-made motherfucker. Like, I was like, this nigga lucky, because I was going there because I had an Article 15 I was trying to contest. I said, this nigga lucky I'm coming here for that, because other than that, I would have been, man, that they probably been rolling this fucking dirt. Like, you old bitch-made motherfucker. And then Mark Nash says last president who tried to check Israel was JFK. Well, fuck it. It'll be some JFK shit going on with me. Ain't nobody scared of no fucking Israel. And I don't think JFK got killed because of that Israel shit. One of these old funky ass punk made mafia motherfuckers or whoever had that nigga killed. But he shouldn't have been riding in that car like that. And then Miss 213 says we saw, what was that? What was you trying to write? Said we saw we saw how that worked. I guess she's talking to the JFK comment where we saw how that worked. Fuck Israel. Nobody's scared of Israel. Velocity Cup put a comment or a link in the chat. I think that's for Deuce Times. Picasso says Muslims from my understanding started the quest from Portugal. Says from Portugal. I doubt that shit. Says after the last black king says ran out, says Muslims, etc. left. I don't know what the hell that shit is because that you writing. And then Andrew Charles said JFK had a lot of enemies. Says he was checking a lot of people that didn't like it says, yeah, see, I don't buy into Israel shit. Israel is not powerful like that. I go more with Andrew Charles said. Without us, they wouldn't exist. Like I said, if I was president, that motherfucking group will collapse in a month. I wouldn't give them shit. Like, you niggas gonna either take my offer, you're gonna take your ass to Germany, or you gonna stay over there, but the Palestinians gonna get their land back. And I'm gonna talk to the Palestinians. It's gonna be hard to tell them not to retaliate against y'all stupid asses. But other than that, you need to go back to Germany, where the fuck you came from. Like, now you turn your ass around. Like, thank me later, Palestinians. Shit. But Red's gonna do what's right. You don't always shit, but you know, let bygones be bygones if you could. But then I'll be giving, if y'all know what the right thing to do, you get your ass back to Germany, Netanyahu's. Or Nathan Hitler, who motherfuckers. And then Picasso says, since I never been on a plantation, says, but if I did, says I bet it feels like Alcatraz, since I never been there either. Man, I would not want to go on plantation. I don't know how the fuck to feel. Like, to think like what they were doing to niggas on these motherfuckers. And then to think that shit was government sponsored and shit. Like, fuck no. Hell no, I couldn't go to that shit. I tell you, that's the shit that fucked my military time up. Man, a white person couldn't tell me shit in the army. Man, I am blessed than a motherfucker to be an honorably discharged American veteran, homie. And then this goes back into this other thing about like when we was having the last show, Deuce Time on Friday, where you was talking about the military being something like prison. Like, when you go in there, there's nothing more fucked up than being in there and dealing with motherfuckers that try to do everything to ruin your time in service. This shit they do to give niggas dishonorable discharges and shit like that and get locked up and all that other shit. And then niggas play tough, and the minute you beat niggas up, the minute you facing UCMJ shit. Like I said, I had a lot of Article 15s for a nigga with only 3 years in service. It's crazy. But like I said, I was doing some righteous fucking shit. And like I said, a white sergeant major that seen what the fuck I was doing. Even some of the black sergeants used to be thinking I was over the top, afraid to speak up because these niggas come from where white people can do anything they want to them. And these, as long as they don't put their hands on some of these black niggas, they can talk to me all way. These niggas accept that shit. Every other generation got to deal with that shit. Until that time when all them white soldiers failed that drug test is the only time them black motherfuckers start talking. That's why I didn't want to be I didn't try to even be, I was just cool with the homies, but like black, older, high-ranking sergeants and shit, I didn't give a fuck to be cool with none of them. Them niggas wasn't cool. I didn't try to be under the wing of none of them niggas because what they was allowing. Like, nigga, I felt like niggas despicable, homie. That's why I would never tolerate racial shit. That's why I even show my kids and watch me nut up on white folks. I never tolerate that shit, and nor should they. And even they stupid ass mama had some shit to say when I went off on my daughter's swim coach. Like, that little peon, ignorant, peasant, foreign ass bitch would never talk sideways like that to near black motherfucker at that white ass area ass gym while you trying to make everything these kids do on some white shit. And my kid gets that shit of why I had to do. You don't never let these motherfuckers make you feel a certain way. Ain't no privilege in whiteness. They may try to push that shit because every other past generation of black motherfucker just allows this shit to go on and on. Like, fuck no. Like, you motherfucker, that bitch started to cry, talking about she gonna call the marshals. That's what they told their mom. Like, bitch should have called them. Shit, fuck they gonna do? You can't intimidate me with police calling. Get the fuck out of here. Light Skin Cleaver says this in that's insubordination. And then Velocity cuts in and rolling. So he says this. Light Skin Cleaver says that's probably why that captain says put Reggie in the dolphin in the motor pool. Man, shit. Y'all niggas be wishing them captains would have did that shit to a lot of you black niggas because y'all scared of white folks. Them white folks was like, I don't know if they was afraid of me. Like I said, I'm not no intimidated. I wasn't how people look at me being big because all the like the weight or when I was all huffed up and all that shit. I wasn't as big as I end up getting in the army, but I was fit. I was in shape. I was with that LA shit. You wasn't gonna talk to me any old kind of fucking way. That a lot of them niggas was cautious about that shit. Them niggas used to fear me and shit. I think the white dudes really scared me in that motherfucker because it was nothing for me to be like, man, you gonna disrespect me? We can go behind somewhere because this always be the thing with me. We can go somewhere where ain't nobody at. We ain't gotta do all this loud, high side, capping ass shit because you want motherfuckers around to break this shit up to where you can still feel tough and not like a bitch because somebody be around you hoping they break it up. Like I'm gonna dope fiend your ass. I'm gonna sucker punch you if you want to run your fucking mouth and make a scene. Because if you want to talk crazy to people, that means you want to fight. So what's the point of all that talking shit? We gonna go where ain't nobody about to break this shit up. Somebody gonna get knocked out, beat the fuck up, and it just gonna be what it's gonna be. But then we can go on the back. I used to let they know this on the back side of where all these trucks at. It's a blind area where nobody can see. So you behind where all these trucks at, you can fight. I used to tell niggas, oh, y'all got a problem? Go behind that shit. Ain't nobody there to see it. Ain't nobody gonna go back there to follow y'all. We ain't gonna make no big crowd. We just have somebody go back there, break it up, give you niggas a good minute, whatnot. Go back there, as long as nobody getting pounded and stumped out, then let them fight. And then you find out most people ain't gonna even go back there. They ain't gonna fight. They ain't gonna do none of that shit. And I used to tell them white folks this shit all fucking day. And you want to talk loud, and I'm gonna make a scene. And that's it. That captain would have dared done that. That captain turned to a bitch when I spit on him. Just like most of them motherfuckers, bitches. And then Miss L2 says, okay, Reggie says, send my love to Kev Mac, to the Kev Mac fan. Where the hell you been at? Why you don't be coming on this mug? And then not Miss L2, but Picasso says I look like an officer, says, so people were saluting me, says, until they saw my rank, says, but like I said, they cheated me. Says I had the attitude, says, but not the rank. Man, them ladies is trying everything not to give me my fucking rank. It's just fun. Like I say, I didn't tolerate that shit from these incompetent motherfuckers in the military. My action would just showcase how incompetent a lot of these motherfuckers that they put in leadership positions. That's why I said when I was in that headquarters unit, when I feel like going to work, I didn't go to work. Nigga, like I said, PT was a mandatory because they keep count the first formation and then making that last formation. I do my PT in the morning, do my first formation. After that formation break, nigga, I'll be back in my room. If I was tired, didn't want to work, didn't want to do shit, nigga, I was like, I'm going back here and go to sleep. I go lay in my room, nigga, go turn the TV on, go listen to music and shit, because that's when Napster was shit was out. Like, nigga, if I didn't feel like doing nothing, I didn't do it. If I want to walk around our little area from our base, walk up to the mess hall, walk around bullshit, because I ain't feel like doing shit, nigga. I was doing what I wanted to do. I like, man, fuck these punk ass people. And because says my bad, says it was like Grenada Spain. And then L5 put her in the building. But man, y'all sending me on these little stories and shit. But let's end the comments so I can get off of this bitch. Lyson Clea says, have you seen that new World War II documentary on Netflix? Hell nah. Says it was from the Germans' perspective. Says they actually try to humanize it. I would never watch no shit like that. Ain't no humanizing the SS. So that just shows the compromise in whoever's running Netflix. Ain't no humanizing nothing about the fucking Nazi military and none of them motherfuckers. They're foul as fuck. The leadership over there was foul as fuck. The country was, and it shows how easy it is to con society. Society is full of retarded motherfuckers. They are getting conned into this belief and hatred by a bunch of drug addict thieves and shit. That's all they end up finding out with the Nazi leadership. The niggas is doing what Trump doing. Bunch of thieves, stealing everything. Why these niggas in here doing all this slaughtering and fucking over the country? Their leaders got rich as fuck. That's the other thing they leave out with Hitler and them. Then they do this other weak shit with World War II history and the Nazis. All they talk about is Jews, act like Jews was the only people getting killed in fucking World War II in concentration camps. Like, get the fuck out of here. That's other disgusting shit I don't like watching. Whenever I watch World War II shit and they go about the concentration camps, and as soon as they show that shit, I skip past it because I want to hear about Jews getting killed because they ain't the only people that got killed and got experiments ran on during that shit. That's that whitewash bullshit. And I don't want to hear about Jews. That's why when I moved to Evanston and Evanston Township, where they'll do all this shit about Jewish history, I would leave those classes after a while, listen to some because it's fucked up. Like inhumane shit is inhumane shit. But when you go overboard pushing it, I'm in America. I don't want to hear about people who went through a suffering in some other country. Hey, teacher, I gotta go to the bathroom. I leave that shit. I don't want to hear that shit. Like, all right, I ain't heard enough of that shit. Y'all do it every other fucking goddamn week and month in this motherfucker. I don't want to hear that shit. That shit happened in Germany. And then Dusan, Dusan says, salute the velocity cut, says that's the real shit. And then Picasso says, since I say that too about the army, says it was like prison, says to a certain degree. And then but yeah, because it can fuck your life over, them fools get you kicked out and shit. And then Mark Nass, Andrew Charles says we want to get out this war, says Trump wants to get out of this, war, says so does JD, says but Israel sabotaging the peace deal, says killing negotiations and nothing happens, says why not just pull the funding? Or hell, how about if I was president, I took over for Trump, I'll be like, Iran, all right, let's fuck it. We just gonna bomb them niggas. We gonna flip the script and turn them like how America did in World War II. turn they backs on the niggas they rock through the war with. And then Picasso says I had the attitude of a leader. Andrew Charles, the Marxist, because regardless of what any president says the goal is to destroy Iran, says it has been for decades. Says, and that's just a piece, of the bigger goal, says, of containing China. Says, look up the Rand report. And then and Picasso says I was fighting off impulse. Says I got to a point, says I slapped the motherfucker, and body slam, says, and the body slam was next, is because you had to watch out for their buddy. Says you basically had to sleep like an owl. Man, I slept good around them motherfuckers, man. Fuck out of here. When I had, and that was the other thing, when I had that right roommate, they got probably snoring on that motherfucker. I just felt like them niggas was really scared of me. That used to be the thing in this unit, which is like some funny shit. Like I say, I embraced that shit. Where the thing in that unit was that I was racist against white people. Even in jobs, I've heard that shit, which is always the funniest shit, is that I'm racist against white people. No, you ain't got, I'm just not like the rest of these little fucking slave-minded black people y'all been able to kind of talk to any old way, and they kiss your ass and smile all fucking day. And then L5 player says, the Bolshevik says we're worse than the Nazis, says, and they are making a comeback. That's that fucking, the Bolsheviks weren't worth, is that the nigga you talking about, the niggas in Kosovo and all that shit? But that's on go against about how wicked the nature of Europeans is. Those true Caucasians up there and shit. And then in Kosovo and all that shit. And real Caucasians. And then Andrew Charles says it's called continuity of agenda. Says these goals take decades and multiple presidencies. And then they're never going to succeed neither. And then Picasso says after Christian Dior tied to burning, says the burning tanks with Jews, says my last comment. And Ian and Roland says, Reggie says you was like a sleeping bear, says don't poke the bear. Yeah, absolutely, man. I wasn't tolerating none of that shit. That's why I don't rock with a lot of shit that people be on. Like, even when I look at shit different, even when people look at that shit, when that news broke out, that damn dude shooting all those people on Fort Hood, that major dude, and they paint him a certain light. That's why they couldn't go too much in. That major dude killed all those people. Of course, he's gonna be charged with murder. But the way to really look at that shit wasn't to look at this damn major became some jihadist and all that shit. It was a look at what the work situation was like inside the military, and they began to discover the deep levels of harassment that takes place in the military by the common culprit of this breakdown within the system of all institution is white males. They're finding out in the officer corps of the officer, what do I call it? The commissioned officer programs, where all the officers come from, whether it's the West Point Academy are these ROTC programs where women deal with the levels of harassment and sexual abuse, and other non-white people deal with racism in this motherfucker. Same thing going on when they get to the job. So a Muslim motherfucker come out there dealing with these insults from these white folks, and then you punch one of these motherfuckers and they get covered up by some fucking higher up and shit. That when they about to send this dude to war, he had it up to there. And then you look at the war that Bush sent us into, which is the longest war in American history, in that motherfucking Iraq, Afghanistan shit, as his response to airplanes being flown into motherfucking the towers. Even when I watch the 9/11 footage and videos, and I listen to how the people paint people in the Middle East as the terrorists and this and that, there was something that led up to this shit. And it deals with white, capitalistic, peon brain, ignorant cell-minded pieces of shit in this country making decisions on going into countries and not giving a fuck about the people, looking for some damn mineral resource to obtain wealth, and killing people to access this shit in these people's land, and thinking these people are just supposed to lay there and take that shit. At some point, based on them not having the development of arms and all that other shit, they're gonna come back with some other shit. And they came with fucking planes from airlines and did the shit they did. Our country's responsible for the 3,000 people that died in motherfucking the locations of those airplane strikes. And their decisions is to go to a full-scale 20-year war that didn't accomplish shit. That war, and when Bush and them started that war didn't do shit. That was a way for Bush and to find new ways to accumulate greater wealth. They made a war that sustained for 20 years because they fucked the American economy up. There ain't no real production of wealth through fucking resource or through production. Was a launch war, going to these countries rich in fucking minerals and all this other shit, fight a war while they got rich. And that's all that happened. We go into this war which is supposed to be about retaliation for 9/11. This shit faking like they looking for Saddam, fake like they looking for bin Laden. But all of a sudden they send in the companies. We've taken military contractors to go in there and fucking pull oil, pull all type of other shit, and last this war for all this long. These niggas don't give a fuck about these attacks on this goddamn soil. They didn't give a fuck about all them people that died in 9/11. And it even showed when them damn firefighters and construction workers at the site dying from all these fucking diseases, how they didn't want to cover that shit. These niggas is fake as a motherfucker. This shit is about business, because you niggas electing business-minded motherfuckers from out the oil and construction industries. And that's all these sorry motherfuckers look at. They don't give a fuck about the people. And then to listen to some peon motherfucker talk about America first. And the reason why you getting fucked over, niggas had you thinking you was gonna get money from these motherfuckers. You niggas better wake the fuck up, homie. Niggas is dumb, homie. You better follow the fucking history, homie. And I don't know what niggas be following and watching and all that other shit and listening. Like, yeah. And then as Charles says all the money, says fashion brands have Nazi ties. And he says, hold on, let me move this comments up real quick. And let me get out of here, because I'll be loving to talk about this shit, but I'll be trying to get off of this shit. This is the addictions of talking this type of historic shit. And he says, the German army was very well dressed, says in World War II. That's because Hitler and all them, Hitler was a fucking fag. That nigga into all that old dress boy shit, all the motherfuckers. Hitler was a homosexual, homie. That's why he's into that fashion shit. Niggas got to look a certain way, this and that, just like Trump. Trump a homo too. Trump a homosexual, Hegseth a homosexual, Kash Patel, carpet flying ass a homo. All them niggas in the Trump administration is homos, homie. And then Andrew Charles, how all these little wicked, corrupt motherfuckers is. They homosexuals, homie. They want the boys dressed in a certain way. And then Andrew Charles says the terrorists were from Saudi Arabia, says not Iraq or Afghanistan. And that's the other thing, Andrew Charles. Thanks for pointing that shit out. Thanks for pointing that fucking shit out. That adds more to my fucking point about this bullshit with these dudes. The dudes who committed the acts on 9/11 weren't even from Afghanistan or fucking Iraq. Oh my God, it just goes to show how disgusting these motherfuckers here in America. And now, Angie Charles, I think it's time for you to apologize for making your un-American comments from my true ass American live stream yesterday. And where y'all have this shit when I point out true shit about American history and how you don't celebrate it. There ain't nothing to celebrate about American history because you have had too many bitch-made people running this country. So, Andrew, go ahead and write that apology. And the apology should say, always right with Reggie Owens, homie. Did you ride on board, God damn it. And the Martin Ass Andrew Charles says that that's because Israel wanted to keep Iran in check since for decades so they can be a superpower in the region. Says China's a competitor, not an enemy. Says they still own the U.S. Roughly 60, but that's because it benefits them economically to loan money. America got to pay for it, and that's why they buy up a lot of American debt. And then Martin says elected a president thinking you're going to get a free check is stupid as fuck, dumb as fuck. That shit is the retarded motherfucking thinking, retarded fucking thinking. And that's because niggas don't follow history and shit. Picasso says during Hampton's presidency, says they made America attractive to businesses, says from around the world. But it's nothing. The way the world should function is the world should be about world trade. As humans, you're supposed to make things efficient, not to make things divisive. It's always been even for Europeans start injecting their fucked up ways and introducing hostile takeovers through the use of weaponry and shit. The world has always been about the flow of trade. That's why you got these vast ass oceans. People can separate themselves. If they don't want to trade, they can keep and be in their own world of peace. The Europeans come here with guns, weapons, because they in last place, they ain't got shit, and start robbing shit. Not because they can handle niggas physically, which we know they're at the bottom of the barrel of that shit. So to kind of get up and gain an advantage was to develop weapons. That's why everything with these niggas is about weapons and shit. And then Martin says Trump definitely has an affinity, says, for how men look. Yeah, he a homo. Niggas don't see that shit. Trump is a bitch, homie. And that's why I say that shit. And that's why I wish I had media access. Nigga, I'd be in the motherfucking White House media corps disrespecting that bitch. And he wouldn't do shit. They'd kick me out. But I'll make sure that shit implement his brain. But the first question I ask him is, why you let that white kid beat your mother up? What was your reaction to that white kid beating your fucking mama up, Trump, and you did nothing? But years later, you'll write this shit about black kids being accused of attacking some old white jogging bitch. And then he says talking about central casting. Yeah, that motherfucker Trump a homo, homie. He come from a line. His dad was probably a faggot. And then Martin says, who gave us the bad intel, says, and pointed the finger at Iraq, Israel. Nah, Bush. I can't blame that shit on no Israel. That shit happened here. Bush did that shit. If anything, they would have just attacked Israel. I don't blame Israel for it. I'm not gonna blame shit like Jews or this and that. The issue is white folks here in America. Not them Israel motherfuckers who white people in America assisted them with being where they at. White people in America, white people in Britain, white people in France. Andrew Charles says I jumped in your live early, says, but I watched the fights. Says, so I missed what you said, says, but I'm sure it was wrong. Nah, Andrew, it's always right, my brother. And it's about you coming to the realization of how wrong you are on shit, because I seen it expressed in your comments today. But we get in there, and I know you hate to see a black dude always be so right because you've been always taught that white is right. But I'm one of the first black dudes you hear on this motherfucker who dispels that white is right shit that so many of these degenerate motherfuckers in society buy into, and they be believing that shit. It's just that I don't. But that's all I got, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out of here. Peace. Something gonna pop off tomorrow. We'll see some dumb shit this Mark-made motherfucker Trump will come up with and expose itself, or hopefully that motherfucker tomorrow's his last day ever, and we get a new leaf on life here in America. So who knows? I'll wake up and it'd be like, oh, breaking news. This motherfucker is gone. But that's all I got. I'm glad that the power of Mother Nature has sent their message down from the heavens, are in within this planet, within this sphere of the world, and send Trump a direct message of why there would not be no celebration of 250 years of America. Like you're gonna celebrate that shit and try your little whitewashing of it, which was so ineffective, and nobody will ever listen to that stupid ass shit from little fucking newly arrived, degenerate scumbag, dirtbag, un-American motherfucking kids don't even look American named Donald Trump. That not only did God heat that motherfucking location up, he also pissed on it. But that's all I got. Catch you on the next one. And piss on that bitch named Donald Trump and everybody associated with him. Peace, goddammit.